Hey everyone, good afternoon. I hope you're having a great day as always. I came across this article this morning while I was sipping my tea, literally sipping tea, and I came across Vanna White in an article, and people were disgusted at a question that was asked of her. I'm going to read the article to you, and then I'm going to tell you about the irony that I find with this article. So here we have the Wheel of Fortune, and there's definitely a game being played. It's just, who is the game being played on? That's what you have to wonder. So for the article, let me go ahead and read it. It says, Pat Sajak is being slammed by Wheel of Fortune fans. After a professional opera singer won on the game show, Pat and Vanna engaged in their usual end-of-the-episode chit-chat. It all started out innocently enough as Pat asked his longtime co-host if she was an opera buff. Vanna, 65, replied, "I'm not a buff, but I like the opera." Then, 65-year-old should have known better, I added that part in, host, said a regretful ad-lib, "Have you ever watched opera in the buff?" "I'm just curious," he said. Vanna responded with no and forced out a laugh. But viewers weren't as forgiving to the host. Shame on Pat for asking Vanna if she ever watched opera in the buff, one fan exclaimed. Freudian slip of the clam? Someone please replace this man, another viewer added. It's absolutely inappropriate asking Vanna if she's ever watched opera naked. Are you serious? Gross. While a third called on the show to review it as sexual harassment and to check out the policies. Oh my gosh, there's more, but I just am going to stop there. I think this is funny because people obviously don't recall Vanna's history, or maybe they just never knew. Let me enlighten you a bit and remind you a little bit about Vanna. Let's take a look back at Vanna. Or let's look front at Vanna, depending on how we want to look at this. This pun. Anyway, back in the day, Vanna used to sell pictures, nude. Yes, when she was younger, she didn't want to ask her father to help her out with her rent. So what she did was she met up with a photographer who agreed to pay her if she got naked and posed for him. She didn't think a whole lot of it at the time. She did it. And then later on, her friend Hugh Hefner, because they were friends, ended up buying the rights to the pictures. He'd got a hold of the pictures and he ended up putting them in Playboy. So she ended up on the cover of Playboy magazine. She was not real happy about this, so she says, at first, because she didn't want them to be released. She had supposedly talked with Hugh and said, please don't release the pictures. He did it anyway. She attempted to sue him, but that didn't go in her favor. She ended up dropping the lawsuit, and then you see more pictures of her naked. So that's one thing. That's one. Number two, Vanna White was known to frequent Hugh Hefner's mansion parties and to participate. She was very known for this. It's been in a few books. I remember reading one many years back. You know, Vanna used to go to the Playboy mansions, get naked, and eat a bunch of box. Yeah, she did some other stuff too. Hugh had a setup in his room where he could lay down on the bed and watch the women from above because there was this glass above the bed where the women would get on top and he could watch them basically fuck each other, eat each other out, do whatever animals and other stuff they chose to do. So he would just lay there, beat off, and watch Vanna and others. Vanna has admitted to a lot of this stuff, so I'm not saying anything that's not already known, but people maybe forgot. So now I am not saying that the comment he made was really phenomenally appropriate on the show, but it is founded based on her previous behavior. Does that mean she's still the old person that she was back then? No, she may have changed. She might not be out eating box and hoeing it up no more. I don't know. I don't follow them like that. But I found this article interesting. I certainly did find it amusing. What do you guys think?